Hello friends, welcome to the channel. I am Poonam Dua and with me today you are going to cover this very popular American feminist writer Adrienne Rich and this poetry Aunt Jennifer's Tigers. Maybe many of you are able to recall something that you have covered in class 12. Yes, that is right. It is still a part of CBSE class 12 curriculum for English students. So let us proceed. Let us understand this poetry once more, maybe for many of you. Let us know this writer, Adrienne Cecily Rich, an American poet, essayist, and feminist, one of the most widely read and influential poets of second half of 20th century, and was credited for bringing the oppression of women and lesbians to the forefront of poetic discourse. Through her poetry, she used to portray the true picture, the true conditions of all the females, not only of America but of all the world. While she had some conflict with Bill Clinton's party, and she rejected an award, National Medal of Arts. Rich turned down the National Medal of Arts in 1997, publicly claiming that the politics of Bill Clinton party, Bill Clinton administration conflicted with her ideas about art. So you can see how courageous she was. And this is such an inspirational quote from her. Change is not a threat to your life, but an invitation to live. If everything will remain same in your life, now then it will be monotonous. Otherwise, because of changes, you will keep on getting different challenges. And those challenges actually are the invitation to live. This is the whole poetry and we will discuss it stanza wise. There are total 3 stanzas of 4 lines each. In this poetry, basically, let us know the theme first. The tigers. One lady is embroidering some tigers, as you can see. The tigers Aunt Jennifer embroiders represent the kind of creature she wishes she could be. Proud and unafraid of the men in her life. So, as soon as we start reading the poetry, we come to know that there is some lady who is the victim of the patriarchal society, and at present she is embroidering the tigers on this frame. And maybe by embroidering those tigers, she at least wants to create some creature that is proud and unafraid. Let us read and understand first 4 lines. Aunt Jennifer's tigers prance across a screen, bright to pass denizens, citizens of a world of green. They do not fear the men beneath the tree. They pace in sleek, chivalric certainty. The poem Aunt Jennifer's Tigers was written by Adrienne Rich, who is, already told, one of the most significant figures of feminist movement during 20th century. As the title suggests, the poem is about an old married lady who is trapped in a male-dominating marriage and her art, which helps her to escape, at least temporarily, from her unhappy marriage. So in these lines, poet has shown that some lady is doing some embroidery on a screen, as you can see the screen. Aunt Jennifer's tigers prance across a screen. The word prance means to leap forward or to jump forward. Screen refers to the canvas on which Aunt Jennifer is carving the tigers. The very first line gives impression of the art of Aunt Jennifer, that is, it is free and bold. The tigers are very free, the tigers are very bold, and tigers are very positive, hopeful. They are bright and vibrant like topaz. Topaz is a yellow colored, very precious stone, looks like diamond as well. In other words, the yellow skin of the tigers is very bright, very appealing, very enchanting. They seem to be the inhabitants, denizens, the citizens of a green world. Green world here is symbolic. It either means forest or hope or any greenery, any development kind of. In the third line, the poet says that those tigers do not fear the men beneath the tree. Now, maybe she is comparing herself. I am always fearful of the men around me, but these tigers are not at all fearful of the men around them. Men probably refers to, at that point of time, hunters, and tree refers to the forest. The tigers pace or move in very elegant and very brave way. Chivalric is an old word for brave. The word chivalric was used for knights in old times. So these tigers do not care who is around. They are the king of the jungle. Aunt Jennifer's fingers fluttering through her wool find even the ivory needle hard to pull. The massive weight of Uncle's wedding band sits heavily upon Aunt Jennifer's hands. In this stanza, the poet is talking about the artist, हमारी artist हैं अभी Aunt Jennifer और उनकी condition जो कि बिल्कुल opposite है of that tigers. According to the poet, the speaker, Aunt Jennifer's fingers flutter through her wool. कांप रही हैं उनकी उंगलियां. Maybe she is still even embroidering the tiger. She is afraid कहीं कोई देख ना ले. Here it refers to inability of Aunt Jennifer's to use her fingers. It is difficult and hard for her to pull the ivory needles, although the needles are not that heavy. It looks like she is facing problem while carving the tigers. They, there are probably two reasons for that. Either her husband does not allow her to do any work of her choice, right? And second thing is psychological problem because of the failed marriage, most probably. The next two lines, the massive weight, यहाँ से understand करने की कोशिश करते हैं. The next two lines are very important as they depict the reality. According to the poet, the massive weight of uncle's wedding band, उनकी जो शादी हुई है उसकी निशानी है उनके हाथ में, and that ring actually is not heavy but metaphorically yes it is. It sits heavily not on the hand but on the head, on the soul of Aunt Jennifer. A band is not that heavy, so the poet is referring to some psychological burden because of that band. When Aunt is dead, her terrified hands will lie, still ringed with ordeals she was mastered by. The tigers in the panel that she made will go on prancing, proud and unafraid. According to the poet in these lines, when Aunt will even die, जब मर जाएंगी तभी उनकी terrified hands की moment बंद हो जाएगी, तभी ये fluttering बंद होगी, लेकिन तब भी she will be called someone's Mrs., someone's wife. Mrs. So and so is buried here. Even at that point of time, she will be carrying all the burdens of her married life. She will still have the ring of marriage on her hands. So though she will die, the ordeals, that is bad experience of her marriage, which mastered her, dominated her life, will remain with her. However, her art, the art that she created, the tigers in the panel, will keep on moving with high spirits, fearlessly everywhere. In other words, we can say, though she will die, her tiger will remain alive, fearless, proud and bold, unlike her, quite opposite to her. This line gives the powerful message that art has no boundaries, art has no obstacles, a thing of beauty is a joy forever. Now let us see the actual message of the poetry. The underlying message of Adrienne Rich's poem, Aunt Jennifer's Tiger, is that while women's bodies are under the domination of patriarchal societies, their minds are not. If they want, they can still be creative and do something of their own choice. The poem illustrates this argument by contrasting Aunt Jennifer, the oppressed wife, with the wild, fascinating, attractive, enchanting, and powerful, very chivalric tigers she embroidered. Have you ever heard from anyone बहादुर लोग रोते नहीं हैं? सुना है, बहुत बार सुना होगा. लेकिन ऐसा क्यों है? क्यों नहीं रो सकते बहादुर लोग? उनके पास भी तो इमोशंस हैं. And that is the reason I like this quote by her. There must be those among whom we can sit down and weep and still be counted as warriors. A very beautiful quote by Adrienne Rich. With this quote, I end this video. You may join the classes to cover all the topics in detail. Can click the link in description to get connected to us for admission. Thanks for watching. Best of luck for exams, and please do not forget to share and subscribe the channel and put your valuable feedback for this video in comments.